Yeah, big welcome to you, Taurus. Today is your new moon. Of course, it's not as dramatic as a full moon, right? People are always kind of like, when I tell them today's a new moon, they're like, yeah, and? But the important thing is to know that on the new moon, right? It's the darkness, it's the feminine, it's the womb, it's the earth. It's like you, right? You're the dark, you're the womb, you're the earth. We can plant a seed, right? That's where we can plant an idea, a wish into our subconscious, like this combination of dandelion and that I put here, one that is yellow and one that already has the seeds, and we can, right, blow on it and we can see how the seeds disappear into the air and fly, and to find a space where they can again start fresh, right? So if you're new to my channel, I just want you to know that I always do at the beginning explain how the sun is influencing your ego, your external, right? So I go into the tarot card that is connected to the sign where the sun is in. And then usually after I do the moon sign, which is then what your reading is about. But today the sun, Taurus, highlighting or actually being covered by the earth and not shining a light onto the moon, which is in your sign. So the new moon in Taurus, right, is why this reading then specifically for you in both signs is more potent, right? More strong, and to put a seed into the earth, that is what I want you to help. What is it really what I want to look at today in this new moon? What do I want to ask for, which is then coming in my next full moon, which is in November, in when the sun is in Scorpio. That's when you have your full moon. If you don't want to hear all the beginnings, because I go through a whole evolution of your card, right? You can, of course, go forward to the actual reading itself, right? To all the people that have been with me, I welcome you also to go forward, because you maybe have heard this now a few times. Nevertheless, sometimes new things or new thoughts come in the reading, right? Come to me. So, sun and moon in your sign, right? So this is very clearly giving us a very powerful statement of today, even though the sun is not highlighting the moon, but they're all in one line, right? They're all aligned, they're all connected, straight line through it, right? And you, the Hierophant, this is the Hermetic Tarot, created by a secret brotherhood that was formed 1888. And out of it came Edgar Wade, which is the most famous deck, and Aleister Crowley. These two men were in this secret brotherhood. And of course, as we can see, they learned everything they had to learn, because it's loaded with symbolism. It's loaded with sacred geometrical forms. It's loaded with animals, and in general, the way it's positioning, and it's just black and white. I love it, because if we only have white, we see nothing. If we only have black, we also see nothing. And together they create a story that we can tell. Then the color came in, and of course it became more intricate, right? So these three for me are important, because even though doing the reading I refer back to them, so I will do right now a quick, not as quick, but a quick go through some of the most important symbolisms that are in these cards. So as we can see, we have the two pillars, which here have just become gray, right? No more pillars really here in Aleister Crowley. But what's really important is that you see the 3, the 5, and the 6, right? The 3 rings, or the 3 stages of evolution of body, mind, and spirit. Then here the pentagram, right? The last level of human existence, right? The number 5, the pentagram, of where we can reach into higher spirituality. And then here the hexagram, the most perfect form of male and female uniting, becoming a symbolism that is widely recognized as the sign of Solomon or the Star of David. Now, this is not just only connected to the Jewish tradition. This is one of the oldest symbolisms that existed, right? So we can get away from that thinking it's just for the Jewish religion or tradition. Here we see the triangle that's formed by the heads here, right? He teaching them the next step. Here's the red school and the white school. He has the 2 keys here in front of him, the keys to heaven. Then we don't see it so properly in all of them, but in this one we don't see it so properly. Here we see the mudra of 2 fingers up and 2 fingers down. 2 fingers up are male, are fire and air, and this is the little one is earth, and the ring finger is water, which are passive, feminine sign, and consciousness in between. So this sign, right, in one it shows it down. In this sign, it's saying what is above the same as below, right? And consciousness in between, understanding these 2 elements, right? When they to come together as this, the triangle is pointing upwards and the triangle is pointing downwards. It's saying, hey, here we are understanding a message wants to come down if I actively go up and want to learn and grow. We have the elephant here, and we have the horns of the bull, which is the first chakra, which is that first grounded earth, this earth sign here, right? The triangle with the line through, and here, of course, the Taurus symbol. Above here is the shades of the planets, right? So as you can see, we go further in the evolution, and here the pentagram is in his heart, because the Hierophant is helping humankind to evolve, because he's the one that gets the message. He brings the message. He deciphers the messages. Here, the triangle is pointing downwards, right? It's made of Latin, Jewish, and Greek letters. And again, for me, it's more the feeling like the message that comes down is not always so easy to read, right? We gotta be awake. We gotta understand how to read these messages. The fixed signs in the corner, right? Because that's when the Aries is the cardinal sign, is beginning the spring, and Taurus right now is bringing the spring into the earth, into the ground, right? And the Aries started it, right, in his head, but the Taurus is the one who is connected to the neck, right? Aries is the head or the brain, and you, Taurus, are making the head turn. Without you, right, we cannot even look where we're going. Then I have here the medicine woman, Taro, and here what I really like about it, it's the native Indian, which is so much more needed now in America, right? To see that they're all one. There, he has 5 people. He's the peacemaker, right? These are the German cards. My English are somewhere else. So here we see these 5 people sitting and listening, and he is supported by the forest. There's no more I'm sitting on a throne, I'm in gold, and I'm looking like fabulous, right? And I want you to look at the church as something like, wow, no, the God is the earth. It's the little creatures, it's big creatures. God is in the trees, in the everything, right? And so here the meditation will help you to bring the peace, because it's my inner peace that's shining or is lived outwards. And to make peace between the self and the world, we need to make peace, right? Hermann Handel, also his is very interesting, right? When we look at it, is because he was in the war. He was prisoner of the Second World War, and was supposed to be shot, right? And then a Jewish soldier saved his life. So, I mean, what a message is that, right? You fight against all people, and particularly the Jewish population. And as a reconciliation, he kind of put in the rune alphabet with the Hebrew alphabet in the corner of each major arcana card. The wise man, right? Listening to the two men, raunen, meaning whispering or spelling words. And spelling, I put a spell on you, is something that we did back then when we were able to form words. Right now it's so normal to speak. Back then we didn't speak. Barely people were writing, right? So also very beautiful the way this card is showing us a powerful meaning in it, right? So just that you know, I do these readings so that I can create my own deck. And of course, each time I talk about my own card and the evolution that I'm going through, so that I can learn, because this is how I see then the card differently. If I look at the card like this, I see it different than when I see it like this. I'm like, okay, something missing, something not right yet, right? But just that you can see the messages coming down, the hexagram that's formed from two different triangles, the message, the light coming down, the action wanting to come up, inhale coming up. This is the high priestess position. Exhale, we come down into the forward bend, and we bring all 4 points of the pentagram, right, of the star child that is right here in the center of the chest, right? There's a little child with the head, 2 arms, and the 2 legs inside. So it's like I'm bowing down. I exhale, come down, and I'm empty, but I'm in the heaviest part of the earth. I inhale, the future comes to me, and I'm full, but I'm all the way up. And so this circular energy is here to teach us something. Then the next card is the card that I combined already more of the cards, right? I wanted to add some of the symbolisms, which is, of course, the Latin, Hebrew, and Greek words here in this hexagram as that messenger, right? The messages that come down, the spelling, the words, though we can bring it, exhale, down to the people which are down here. Then the big star child, almost like, right, on a cross. And of course there is a cross in here as well, but it's nothing to do with Jesus on the cross. It's like spirit and matter and space and time crossing each other, and in the center each time it is where the equal day and the equal night are happening. Now, of course, here we see that in Taurus the day is already longer than in Aries. Right? In Aries we have the day and the night equally long in the center, right? And so you can see the arrow is already coming further down, right? 1 month and already we are down here, right? And not in the center anymore. So as you can see, right, I am doing my best to also do the 3 stages, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, inhale up, exhale down, right? Like creating a circle. I turned it the other way, right? So this is facing this way, and this is facing this way, but then the bad came together, and I thought this was much more lovelier as a circular energy. But nevertheless, this one is the facing the big cycle, and this one is facing the small cycle, right? So we have one that lasts 12 months, and the other one lasts 25,000 years, right? That's where an age is formed, and in the other way, there is just a month formed in that one moment where the sun is highlighting right now you, Taurus, right? So, and then here, down here, other people is the night, right? And this is the day. Also here, of course, it goes to Gemini, and here it's coming from Aries, right? So there's a few things that I'm still thinking about what I'm gonna change. Never ending. If you're born between April 10th to May 9th, of course, we're actually further now, right? So you might already be, if your birthday is later, Knight of Swords, but before that you are the King of Pentacles, right? So you definitely are that rich, strong, stable personality. You're a king. You are someone that's air and earth. You are making things happen, right? You're stable. It takes you a while to get things going, but nevertheless, you get going. And in the medicine, it's you are, the earth is forever fertile. Here, the food that the native Indians would eat, right, which is corn, very important. And here in the Handel Tarot, you're the old man. You're connected to the Napi. You were a hero of the Blackfoot tribe, and you were also very much like someone that took care of the earth, right? You were out there. You were set your foot in stone because you were a demigod, right? You were strong energy of this hero, and you're like a hero, right? So it's really beautiful to look at this card as well, how his footprints are literally set in stone, right? And stone is your material, is the most. We see the hands up here, right? So this is your court card. I have new cards, right? And it's called the Mystic Tarot and the Mystic Moments, or the Mystic Oracles. This is a German woman. There are English cards, but the problem is they're sold out and I cannot get them. So I'm waiting until the hype is over. But I have the German ones, so sometimes I have to translate the Oracle card from German into English, right? Now, you are an earth sign. On a day like this, we like to eat roots and salty things, right? We're attracted to salty food. And you are also connected to the cardiovascular system. And it's good for you to run or to walk or to get your cardiovascular system going, right? This is very important. You're the neck, right? Your body part is the neck. Like I said, you make the head go to side, right? To the side. Through you, we can look up and down and to the right and to the left, right? Then Venus is your planet, right? Which is then, of course, the love, right? And you are compassionate. You are strong-willed, right? You give us this materialistic side, of course. There's architecture, there is real estate, there is religions. There are also, of course, music. You're a doer, right? You're a nature lover. You are connected to the second house, which is value. Everything of value is important to you. And you are romantic. You also love to eat, right? You love to cook, and you have this sensuousness to you, right? Yeah, so you're very practical, but also at the same time romantic. You a loyal soul, right? You, when you found your partner, you stay with them. That's it, right? You don't go with someone else. I think that's it. So let's begin with the reading. This is the card that dropped out for you today as a message. 25, the protective nest. Very beautiful, right? As you can see, I'm not going to immediately say something to it because I want you to look at it, and I want within you to see what would you do, what do you see, what you're reading in this card, right? I don't want to fill you up with my interpretation of it right away. Okay, so beautiful. Let's see. It takes me a little moment, right, to translate, but we will get there. To carry, to carry for something, to protect, motherhood, and a growth phase or a developing phase. At the first glance, this woman looks like she's happy and at ease. But this deceives us. But this first impression deceives us. On her head, she's wearing a nest with eggs in it. And she wants to protect them at any price. Because in those eggs, or those little eggs, are her children. And these are, in that case, her only fantasy and future plans. Not ripe ideas that are waiting to be lived. And over those, she watches like a mother. What happened with all your dreams and visions? Is it not so that you finally want to live them? You own, or you have the inner strength to do that now. Believe in yourself and begin to look into the treasures that are within you, and to start the process to make these ideas a reality. The time is ripe. So this full moon is an opportunity for you to plant a seed into the nest. The seed is the egg. And each new moon is that moment where we're in the darkest. Right now, in this month, you have a new moon. In Scorpio month, you have a full moon. Scorpio is opposite of you. So you have 6 months, right? You can think about what is it that your visions or your dreams that you haven't lived yet are, so that in 6 months, in the next full moon, in your full moon, they are realized, or at least already the preparation phase has begun or almost completed. This is why I put these two flowers, because one has not yet lost its yellow, or the right from the dandelion. Here already has transferred into the part that if I blow, they fly off. And we know how pretty that looks. And this is why I have this here, because this shows a cycle, right? The seed, the next seed wants to fly off and again become the plant, become the flower, and then again become and give birth to the seed, to the nest in your head. So what is it that you want to do? You have 6 months. So let's have a look what the Taro is saying, right? The Mystic Tarot. If you really step forward and make this dream, you immediately go to 10 of Pentacles, and that is Mercury in Virgo. That is money, that is security, that is an establishment like you, an organized establishment that is here sitting on its throne and right and making the money. Look at this. It's saying, yeah, your idea is waiting, and even if you just start to think a little bit about, yes, let me go there. Look, immediately this one jumped out. It wasn't like, well, you gotta have to push a little bit here, and you know, it's like, no, the king, right? The king. That's why I love to show these cards, right? That the King of Pentacles here, he is here holding the money, right? But in such a way that you are leaving a footprint behind you. This is organized structures that are old like this tree, long years, value. You will bring something forward of value, of financial and physical value. And it's going to the King of, oh my God, I mean, you see, it's going to the King of Pentacles. This is you. But it's the female version. She did a female version to all the kings, right? There's a male version and there's a female version. So let's see what she is telling us at the King of the feminine one, right? In the feminine one, she says richness, business, a sense of business, management, good management, and discipline. Wow, you see? As we can see, all of the flowers are yellow. Look. And yellow is the color of the sun, of the success, right? And here you are. And you start right away. These two came out like boom. If you make this dream of yours a reality, you instantly will be successful, of value. It will be a great success. Now these cards are very beautiful and intense and oxymoronish kind of, right? So it's kind of like, come, go away. I walked, or I ran slowly, right? I mean, it's this, you know, opposite You create an oxymoron, you create a sentence with the opposite in it. And it's almost like, how can I slowly walk, slowly run? I either run or I walk slowly. But her cards, there's always this oxymoron in it, so the reading is very, it triggers my mind in many different ways. I feel like I can literally see many stories in it all at once, right? So I don't want... But anyway, so the protective nest, and you are very protective of your loved ones. If you already have children, that is your strength. But she also said that for some reason in this card, right, she said that because the eggs are her children, right, and these are literally not ideas of the children, which is then in a way giving birth to the ideas through the children, but that's all that you have so far. These are your only fantasy and future plans, not ripe ideas that are waited to be turned over, that are waited to be made into a financial success. What are you waiting for? Whatever you do, it's value, and value right now is something that's coming back. We are tired of cheap things. We are tired of plastic. We're tired of things that are getting thrown away. We start seeing the value in things. We start seeing that if I buy one beautiful thing, because I mean it's repetition of how much can I change a shoe? Of course it can go the heel higher and etc. There's so much I can change in it, but in the end a shoe is a shoe. So we want now more than ever quality over quantity, and that's how we put us into distance to the rest of the people, because anybody can buy something cheap, but not many can buy something of value, something that lasts for a long time. So at least I want it to look pretty. I want it to look made well, handmade. Your business is going to be something handmade, homemade, quality, one of a kind. Because that's what you stand or sit for. Quality, many years. Institutions that last many years. You see? An old time where we were wearing beards. It lasted. When we see, right, that these houses since 18 something, wow, they already made Louis Vuitton, let's say, right? They made traveling bags and stuff like 100 years ago, right? Really in that strong leather, and it lasted because they were really doing quality. Those were the people who worked for the king and then for the noblemans, and so all these people want to show their richness, want to show the best that they can have, right? Now here comes, this is clearly crazy. If you plant the seed, today in your new moon, and you say, this is my business, it will already in Scorpio month, this is Scorpio, grown in such a way where the full moon is letting me know that yes, I did the right thing. because you will have in Scorpio your full moon. I mean, this is, wow, I get goosebumps. This is powerful. This is exactly what I'm looking for. These kind of readings, when I see these powerful messages that I can bring to you, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So you are learning to heavy as you are, you're learning to go up and to reach into the spiritual message, to bring it down to the people. And you bring it into the earth groundedness. You bringing these ideas that you catch up here back down. She has a dress out of feathers, and there's a big egg under her skirt. She's bringing these eggs down and making them bigger. And then you will right away have the money to do it. And you come up, the female version of the King of Pentacles. And opposite you in the month when you have your full moon, it has transformed and grown into this business. So since these cards are so, as you can see, I mean, look at it, right? It's like, I mean, you can say so many things about this card, right? I only do 6 because it's the hexagram. I decided this month that the hexagram, right, is important. Of course, then we have under the deck the 7th card, so 7 chakras, right? It's all we need. And of course, if more come out, I keep them. All right, so 3 more. I mean, you're ready. I mean, I could almost say that's the message. More, you don't need more. Okay, so I do 5 times, and if nothing comes out, that's it, right? Okay, so beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, even you've been hurt and it's difficult, nevertheless do it. You gotta do it. Because if you don't do it, oh, sorry. This was not the, I just see another card that jumped out before this one. Okay, sorry. So, you have to do this. And you will. And it will grow in November. It will grow. And it's been a childhood dream, a childhood fantasy to do so. And here you have 3 children. You have 3 eggs. And the children are grown, the children left. So you have time now to do that, right? Though, knowing it's going to be not as easy, nevertheless, You've got to do it. You've got to do it because even though they're reverse, this is, I show you them upright. This is the Page of Cups, and this is the Ten of Cups, right? So this is the story here. You didn't believe you could do it, but you did nevertheless push through. And you're like, okay, I gotta do it. And your intuition said, I gotta listen, because this is Mars in Pisces. And here's a little fish. Right? So you didn't allow yourself, you didn't allow your subconscious to tell you this is possible. But look what's coming. The Empress. And the Empress is success. The Empress gives birth to a child, to this new idea. She gives birth, the egg under her skirt, the child. No matter what difficulties are on its way, you do it, because for some reason you got to give birth to this creative idea of yours. It doesn't matter what it is, right? It can be something small, a dream that you always wanted to do, right? Something that you always wanted to do, right? Because there is the desire in you to create something, to transform, to shift, to come out of this memory. And it's time for you. Now is the time to plant the seed. The Nine of Wands, right? It's always about how much you have been heard and how much you actually persevered no matter what. Exactly, the push through, right? The dedication, I'm not giving up. You're not giving up. And yes, something in between blocked you to not go there. Maybe a relationship, because I mean you can see, and I'm going to see now what it's saying here with the Page of Cups. With the page reverse, it's saying fear of intimacy, missing empathy and emotional distance. And the 10, and it's literally the 10, right? It's saying not enough grateful, ego situations, and family problems. So emotional openness, even though you in your childhood, something happened to you, right? And you're looking at it, and something disrupted you. No matter what happened, you get and shift these cards upside down. You go and say, you know what, because the native Indians say that when a card is upside down, it means not a negative side, it means more that this card wants to tell you, which is an intuitive connection with all beings, a young outlook again on life, on emotions, talking to a fish in a cup, taking the message in, right? Swallowing the tea and going deep within with a partner. Of course, the Ten of Cups, it's always Mars and Pisces, right? But when it's upside down, it's kind of like a waste of all this beautiful energy that you're not putting anywhere, right? But the Empress is coming after, and you've got to give birth to a child, even though it could be that you lost a child and now you're giving birth to an idea as an equivalent to a child. Because like I said, you have 3 eggs and you have another egg down here. So maybe you did get children. There's 3 children. But this one egg, which is actually your egg, you didn't hatch your dream. So you did have your 3 children. And they blocked you from dreaming. They blocked you from going. But then you did, and it was not easy. It was not easy to regain a trust, an intuition into the things, because you've been hurt too many times, so you became hardened to trust your intuition, to trust this goodness here. Because I mean, it's almost like saying, hey, it's here, but it's the upside down. Or, since the oracle is saying 3 eggs in your head and 1 egg underneath your skirt, here it's finally hatching, right? This egg. And you right? You have understood that if you allow your dream to come through, to fulfill your dream, it's worth these 3 difficulties that you went through. And if you give birth, right, then they of course will turn around, and again you will have a deeper connection to this younger generation and have again the aura glow of this happy family with all their children here underneath. But you've got to listen to the signs, you've got to reverse, you've got to face down, and you see what's happening here? Because she bows down, she sees the picture. If you allow yourself to bow down and realize what the true message is. It's always what's up is below, and what's below needs to go up. It's the inhale and the exhale. It's the black and the white. It's the male and the female. Both of them are equal. The dualities are equal. If I bow down to the feminine in me, to the feminine, because you got the king as a feminine energy, if I bow down to myself, because that's what you're doing, you're not bowing down to nothing else than yourself, then you see these two cards upright. See that? She looks at it and she says, wow, what did I do? Change it. In this new moon, because she is here. The three, the Bina, the mother of mothers, the understanding, the fertility. And it's almost like you had a dream and now the dream is flowering and being fulfilled. Whatever this child is, it can be an actual child, but it can also be a business idea. It can be a fertile, strong idea. Then the lovers come. Then, you see, the true lovers are then coming to you, which is in the next month, the sun in Gemini. Maybe you are a knight of swords, right? You already your tendency is more to the Gemini energy. Then the lovers are coming to you. Now it's 9 cards, right? I always say I do 6 and then in the end, I mean, more came up, but it's okay. I just don't want more than 9, of course, but this was fine to do the reading like this. Then the true lovers are here. Then you feel that you're not looking for a partner anymore because you found yourself, but then a real partner will come into or step into your life. And that's your union within you. And look, the bird, the egg. Allow this incredible idea to come to fruition. Allow it. It might even be along back in the childhood dream that you had a dream to do this. Do it now. It doesn't matter what age you have. Just do it. 10 of coins, the King of Pentacles, Scorpio, transformation, and the 6 of Cups, a childhood dream that you always, and it will, if you plant the seed today, it will come into fruition in Scorpio full moon. That's what this card is saying. And no matter what, right, no matter what, things happen and it's okay. That's how we grow. There's no other way to grow than sometimes to be upside down, sometimes to be hurt by beauty. Almost like this is Venus, right? The 9 of Wands is moon in Sagittarius. Being hurt by beautiful things. And Mars, of course, again, the fighter, the Pisces, Mars and Pisces. It's a very, very interesting combination because Pisces is Pluto. And Pluto is the judgment, is the destiny, is the rebirth. And sometimes in the rebirth things are, right? Nevertheless, it's there. The message wants to come down. The message comes down, but sometimes not always so clear, so straightforward. We need to make an effort. We need to inhale, come up to it. We need to use the red arrow. The yellow arrow comes down by itself. Light just comes. Light travels. The speed of light. Incredible. The speed of love. Even faster. Love and light, right? That's what I love to say. Love and light at the end of the reading. That's all there is. Love is feminine and light is masculine. And then this is being fulfilled, right? You will give birth to a new love, to a new understanding of yourself, or then, of course, with a partner. Why not, right? And underneath, where it's going, to the Queen of Pentacles, which is a Capricorn, right? Having an ally, having a helper, having someone here helping you, right? Finding your lover, finding your partner. Wow, beautiful. So pick one or pick all and meditate on it and make your wish, right? Really make your wish. And see in Scorpio that this wish is truly growing out of you, transforming you from the inside out, right? From the inside out. There we go. Because when you transform from the inside out, then this turns around, right? Allow this opposite energy to have an influence on you, because that's what you maybe sometimes not used to, that you are a Taurus, and then here comes Scorpio energy, and you're like, that's not me, but maybe it is. Drink it. Dive deep into the love, sexuality, pleasure. You are Venus. Allow it. Let it happen. Beautiful. Okay, that's it. Well, I see you again when the sun is in Gemini, and it's clearly saying, Gemini, you have 1, 2, 3 major arcana. You have a Scorpio and you have a Gemini. And of course you have yourself and you have a Capricorn right underneath. So thank you so much for watching. Namaste.